Welcome to the SQN International program. For the first time, you join in the program of SQN International. Please subscribe the channel, like, share our program to everyone. Today, we will introduce to you about subject, is your country safe? I hope that it will help you in your learning and life. Now, let's get started. This is a world map including 5 continents and many countries. Each country has its own territory. We can classify countries in the world into 4 types as follows. Underdeveloped country, developed country, powerful country, country likes to invade. There are some countries that like to invade other countries, making the world unstable. This is also the rule of human survival. Let's start each country type. Underdeveloped country. When asked about people in underdeveloped countries, they will answer, "Our country is peaceful, there is no war. We just do the work and the state will take care of the everything." So they say their country is not at war because they don't know that no one would invade their country. Their country no longer has property, no human rights, no freedom, no knowledge, and is overwhelmed with debt. If they live in this country, they will be hunchbacked because they bear many things, burden the government's debt, no politics, no property, bear injustice, and bear both themselves and their families. Often people living in this country fall asleep, are not alert and do not want to wake up, leaving it to time. Especially in underdeveloped countries, the state and people do not have consensus. The government in this country is a dictator who always uses violence to rule, deprives people of their freedom, prohibits people from expressing opinions on building the country. People do not dare to react for fear of being arrested and detained. The opinion of the people of this country towards the government is meaningless. This is a peaceful country under false pretenses. Developed country. For developed countries, they have assets, they have knowledge, they have resources and they have the consensus of everyone in the country to protect their assets. Leaders in developed countries are talented and resilient. They were ready to fight against foreign invaders without surrendering. They do everything they can to stay hydrated. They make the country develop more and people have a truly prosperous and happy life. Because it is a country with assets and potential, it will become the center of invaders. Whether people living in this country are safe or not depends on the bond between the people and the government. If they form a strong bond, they have nothing to fear from invaders. Anything that can be kept is precious. This is a worthy ending for building such a country. When you live in this country, you have to be proud of what you have and are building. Powerful country. It is a world power and the center of all economies, politics and societies. They contribute to mediation between countries around the world. The people of this country are truly prosperous and happy in society. But when they enjoy these things, they fall asleep. You also know that when people achieve pleasure, they easily let go of themselves. This is when tragedy struck them. In this country, they are not afraid of external aggression but of internal rifts. The invaders knew that, so they did not use military force but used politics. Use money to bribe the leaders, buy a little information, change a little ideology. At that time, The government officials slowly started to fall and they just destroyed the entire government structure. This is the silkworm. Eating mulberries that we mentioned to you. As you all know, these countries often have many political parties. This is both a positive and a fatal weakness. Multi-party systems can control each other, but elections are limited to only a few years. They want to be the leader of the country forever. They will always be the king. If the enemy points to one party and puts it in their heads that if you are always the king, then your country can only be one party. This is a tactic to attack the greed for power. If the country's leader is too greedy, he will easily fall. When the leader is greedy, regardless of morality, regardless of right or wrong, he will destroy those who stand in the way. The remaining parties, and the tragedy that occurs is that it is inevitable that the parties will pay each other and destroy each other. The enemy just needs to smile and clap politely. If the people of this country want the country to develop and be sustainable, they need to be alert. Ignore hatred, ignore partisan disputes and stand up against injustice. If not, don't regret it tomorrow. If you don't keep what you have, you will regret it for future generations. Whether the country is safe or not is up to you. You want to live well, you love your country, you have to fight because you have that right. If you are indifferent to those things, you will lose your freedom in the future, and of course your country is no longer the same as before. Country likes to invade. Country likes to invade. The leader of this country is a dictator. Likes to be the ruler of a world without caring about people's livelihood. People living in this country have no freedom, no happiness, no conditions for development. They are afraid of being oppressed, afraid of government retaliation if they speak the truth, and afraid of repression, violence and war. The leader of this country will find every way to destroy politics, economics, society, culture and even destroy their country's economy. Even if they themselves do not have a peaceful day, how can they care for the people? Do you like war? Of course not. If you live in this country, then you are ready to go to the battlefield when the dictator needs a military invasion. Is your life safe? Of course not. Do you living here? If you can't keep your life, do you need your property? Of course not. Going further, those who cause war will be destroyed by countries around the world and the people will suffer all disasters. Let's talk about Japan and you will understand. If the leaders use political war strategies, they will use money to buy information, money to buy documents, money to bribe people without using money to subsidize welfare and develop the country. Are you happy? Whether your country is safe or not depends on the world. If one day the world attacks your country, your lives will not be safe. Which country do you like to live in? Thank you for watching video of the SQN International channel. You remember to subscribe the channel, like, and share our program with everyone.